It was one of those parts where every African-American woman actress
My outfit, Brownie Man.
Wanted to stop. You're making it real hard for me to do my duty.
wanted this part, you know, and it probably took them maybe a span of a month. And I was told no twice.
Cheapen it. I worked to get here. I don't need to put out to get anywhere.
In Hollywood, Kellita Smith's name is associated with adaptability and tenacity. Her 3-decade career has been distinguished by several standout parts in both television and movies, as Lieutenant Roberto Warren on Nation and Wanda Mulla on the Bernie Mac program. But underneath the glossy exterior of her prosperous career is a story of pain and adversity coupled with an unwavering spirit that has enabled her to conquer great obstacles. Kellita Smith was born in Chicago, Illinois, on January 15, 1969. Her early years were characterized by instability and struggle as her parents' marriage fell apart when her father left to serve in the Vietnam War. Kellita's life was far from perfect. She and her brother were reared as Black Panthers in Oakland, California, when she left her mother to raise Kellita and her twin brother Eric. Cubs, the offspring of Black Panther parents. The Oakland Community Learning Center, a school established by the Panthers, was the venue for their party. The atmosphere was tense and politically sensitive because the school was regularly. Authorities had penetrated despite these difficulties at the young age of 8. Kellita showed early indications of brilliance and leadership. For a part on the television program Reebok, presented by Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party, she conducted an interview. Burton Laver, the violence and instability that characterized her early years obscured this event, despite its empowerment. In an interview with the La Watts Times, Kellita disclosed the degree of the brutality she had experienced. My self-image was ruined at an early age since I was raised by pimps, dealers, and athletes without a father. I was initially exposed to violence when I was a baby, and it persisted throughout my youth at the horrifying background of ages 6, 8, 14, 19, and 24 set the setting for her quest to discover who she was and construct a life outside of the chaos of her Oakland childhood spent in the shadow of the Black Panther Party gave her a special insight into the social justice and community action the Panthers were. Raised in this milieu, which was well known for its militant position on civil rights and its community programs, such as free breakfast for kids and health clinics, gave her a resilient spirit and an appreciation for the complexity of social and racial issues in America. Her mother, despite the difficulties, a strong and resolute mother, worked nonstop to provide for her children. She made sure that Kellita and Eric were educated and cognizant of their cultural history, which this foundation would. This had an impact on Kay's roles and how she approached the characters she played, giving them a depth and genuineness that viewers found appealing. Kay completed her academic journey and graduated with a degree in political science from a nearby junior college, but rocky was her road to financial security. She pursued jobs as a salesperson and administrative assistant at a Reddit, in addition to her career as a jazz dancer. And when she was 21, fired from her last 9-to-5 job, Kellita hilariously acknowledged to being a horrible employee and losing most of her jobs. Her career took a change when she found inspiration in her then boyfriend, a brilliant and disciplined basketball player who would eventually becoming a Hall of Famer. She said that this relationship, which she later revealed was private, pushed her to explore her own passion. Despite her early reservations, she joined in an acting workshop and quickly saw that acting was more than just a vocation, it was a lifeline. The timings for La Watts, it compelled her to face and express her feelings, transforming personal tragedy into artistic demise. For Kellita, the acting workshop was a sea change. Initially, she struggled to connect with the material and express herself. Nonetheless, throughout this period of hard learning and self-discovery, her will to get better and her inherent talent started to show. She engaged herself in the profession, studying the methods of great actors and developing her talents created the foundation for her future achievement. Her early Los Angeles career was characterized by modest roles and cameos on well-known TV series. Each appearance, no matter how little, served as a springboard and gave her exposure and experience that were invaluable. Despite her expanding portfolio, she eventually established a reputation for her talent and professionalism by appearing on series like On Living Color, Living Single, and House Party 3. Kellita had her share of difficulties. She told Comedy Hype that she had to put in a lot of effort to get any part in the industry.
He actually called me from the hospital, and he had been hospitalized, and that was
She also faced circumstances when her refusal to sacrifice her integrity led to lost chances, but she persisted, becoming successful in 2001 via her natural skill and diligence, Kellita went through a rigorous audition procedure to be considered for the role of Wanda McCullough on the Bernie Mac program. This was due to Bernie Mac's fame after the first season of Kings of Comedy. Rivalry. After putting in many auditions and being rejected twice, Kellita's perseverance paid off, as she was ultimately requested to do a screen test with Bernie to assess their on-screen chemistry and her Wanda depiction. Yes, Bill Cosby wouldn't have to do this, since the show's non-nonsense wife of Bernie Mac's character received critical acclaim and won many awards, including a Peabody Award, a Primetime Emmy, and 3 NAACP Image Awards. Was a dream come true for Kellita. She called him a class act who personified the ideal of a king. Always appropriately attired, on time, and kind to everyone on set, Kellita could feel the electricity between her and Bernie Mac, contributing to the popularity of the program, such as my attire, Bernie Man One Stop, who makes it extremely difficult for me to pursue my dreams, and their dynamic with the show's innovative format of shattering the fourth, that set it apart in the early 2000s television environment. Despite her fame, viewers connected with the show's heartfelt humor and realistic approach to real-life problems. Kellita was angry that the black media had ignored her and felt the absence of acknowledgement. She decided to take matters into her own hands and made the brave decision to go to New York to address the editors of Essence magazine, asking why, despite her successes, she had not been highlighted, did not produce results right away. The magazine's reaction, stating that only famous people should grace their covers, was disappointing, but it did not break her spirit. This incident highlighted the difficulties that black actors frequently encounter in Hollywood, despite her noteworthy achievements, and the widespread acceptance of the Bernie Mac show star battle to get the credit she deserved. Her lack of exposure in mainstream media, especially in publications targeted at black audiences, was discouraging, but it also strengthened her resolve to overcome these obstacles. In 2006, the mid-2000s brought both successes and setbacks, and the Bernie Mac show's future was in jeopardy. Unaware of the seriousness of her illness, Kellita developed walking pneumonia and went about her daily activities until her lungs failed, resulting in a terrifying near-death experience. After being taken to the hospital and put on a ventilator, Kellita recovered completely. But the incident served as a sobering reminder of how vulnerable she is. This health scare marked a turning point in Kellita's life. The experience strengthened her bond with her craft as she worked through her own struggles to provide authenticity and emotional depth to her parts. It also pushed her to face her mortality and prioritize her well-being. The Bernie Mac show's conclusion signaled the start of an upcoming book. Kellita persevered and kept working in the field, even venturing into stand-up comedy, an endeavor that Bernie Mac had personally supported prior to his sad death in 2008.
Marriage, I don't know that I agree.
In 2019, Smith revealed how Mac offered her a huge opportunity, and she simply couldn't believe it at the time. He called to tell me he was opening up for a month at MGM Grand in Vegas, and that he had been looking for a female comedian to open up for him, she said, and he called to say he couldn't find what he was looking for and that he wanted me to open up for him. Smith said she freaked out at the opportunity, and Mac explained to her that she had the chops to not only do stand-up, but also to play a gig that size. "I watched you on the set and you got it," she remembered Mac telling her. "You've got timing. Even Don Rickles said to me, I need to be doing stand-up comedy. I want you to be my wingman, and I want you to open up for me." What I didn't know was he actually called me from the hospital, added Smith, and he already been hospitalized. That was April, May, and then he was set to do a month of June, July, and then he was gone. Smith then said Mac was a workhorse who stayed busy, which made it even more surprising to her that he passed. The actress said she thought he was unbreakable because of how hard he worked. "That kind of person you just don't think they're going to expire." She stated, for context, Mac suffered from sarcoidosis, an inflammatory disease that affects multiple organs in the body, particularly the lungs and lymph glands. Sarcoidosis causes abnormal masses or nodules, granulomas, consisting of inflamed tissues to form in certain organs of the body. Mac's condition significantly impacted his health and career, particularly during the latter part of his life. Bernie Mac's illness had a profound effect on his time on set, particularly during the filming of the Bernie Mac show. Despite his health struggles, Mac was known for his strong work ethic and determination. His sarcoidosis was in remission for much of his life, but he experienced severe flare-ups that occasionally caused Complications during these periods, Mac often worked through the pain, showing his dedication to his craft, and his colleagues, crew members, and co-stars frequently witnessed his resilience and commitment. For example, Kellita Smith, who played Ma's wife on The Bernie Mac Show, recalled how he continued to deliver his performances with professionalism and humor even when he was not feeling his best. His work ethic was admired by all who worked with him, although it was clear that his illness was taking a toll on his body over time. In the years leading up to his passing, Mac's health began to deteriorate more rapidly. The real shocker came on March 19, 2007, during an appearance on the CBS Late Show with David Letterman. Bernie Mac, with a mix of candor and resignation, made a jaw-dropping announcement that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. He dropped the retirement bombshell, putting an end to a career spanning 3 decades. Mac confessed his longing for a life beyond the spotlight, yearning for the simple joys he had missed. "I'm still going to do my producing and films," M told Letterman, "but I want to save her life a little bit." In a heart-to-heart with Letterman, Bernie Mac spilled the beans about his Kellita Smith's life narrative is one of overcoming hardship to become a well-known author after experiencing abuse and instability as a young child. The comedian and actor, despite facing obstacles and disappointments, has persevered in her quest for excellence and made noteworthy contributions to in the entertainment world today. Kellita Smith is celebrated not just for her skill but also for her bravery, tenacity, and the inspiration she gives to so many. Her life story serves as a reminder that no matter how challenging the trip, passion and persistence may result in amazing accomplishments. Her story offers hope to others going through similar difficulties by demonstrating that perseverance and dedication can overcome any obstacle. It is possible to overcome obstacles and reach greatness. Without a question, the legacy of Kellita Smith will continue to motivate next generations of artists and others looking to leave their mark on the world.